What's up, you guys? Simon here. Today I want to discuss whether you should be saving money, spending money, or doing both. A lot of my friends ask me, what is a good time to buy a house, potentially invest in the stock market? Should they hold their money during these economic times and problems? Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm more of an entrepreneur that has made it from pretty much nothing to becoming a millionaire. So the advice I give today in this video is going to be based on my experience and what I do with my money. But before we go into this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. As always, ask questions and comment. I love seeing your questions and comments. I appreciate the love you guys show me by you hitting the like button and subscribing. It helps me make more of these videos. People have money sitting in their bank accounts. They may have money sitting in their safe. They feel that this money is important to potentially keep during a time like this. There are much better ways to have your money work for you. We will discuss how much money you should have for a rainy day as well. If you're one of the individuals that has a lot of money, obviously you should consult with a CFA or a financial advisor how to properly manage your portfolio. I'm not a CFA or financial advisor. I will give you the advice I have learned from and my experiences to make my money work for me. I'm sure you guys heard of the statement, a penny saved is a penny earned. Throw that out the window, loser talk. We don't want to save pennies and we don't want to earn pennies. You want to earn big dollars. That statement does not count for inflation, and inflation is what devalues your money. For example, if you earned 1% in your savings account, but inflation is rising at 2%, you're already losing. Even if you have a savings account that earns more than 1%, you're still potentially losing because you have bank fees and other fees that your bank may have. Interest earned is also heavily taxed. Depending on which tax bracket you fall into, your interest at the end of the year will be taxed as well. For example, for the majority of Americans, they're in the 22% tax bracket. If you earn $1,000 in interest on your savings, you will pay $220 to the IRS on the taxes of that interest. That's also the downside of earning interest this way. So saving money in a bank account to me is a terrible idea because the interest you earn is not enough to potentially curb with inflation. You have your bank fees and other professional fees. You also have your taxes.
You're not familiar with the phrase, in this world nothing is certain but death and taxes?
Well, I am now.
You could definitely do better with alternative methods to make your money work for you. There are different types of assets or commodities or opportunities to invest in. So let's go into those right now. The first asset is paper, such as stocks or bonds, mutual funds as well. Basically investments. Personally, I invest in the stock market versus having a savings account. I typically invest in companies that I feel are going to give me the greatest return, companies that I feel are revolutionizing, continuously growing, and also expanding. Some of those companies are Amazon, Google, etc. I try to buy sure bets. I know that this business not only will be there 10, 15, 20 years from now, but they're also going to change the game with a different type of industry. Both Amazon and Google or Alphabet are doing that. There's a handful of others. I've been successful in earning money doing so at a much higher interest rate or at a much higher residual or payback rate than your interest rate at the bank. Then there are commodities.
Commodities are agricultural products like coffee that you had for breakfast, wheat, which is used to make bread, pork bellies, which is used to make bacon. And then there are other commodities like frozen orange juice and gold. Though, of course, gold doesn't grow on trees like oranges. Clear so far?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't invest in these type of commodities, even though you could make a really good amount of money investing in gold as it backs the US dollar. Commodities are a great investment, much better than the bank if done at the right time, just like every market. Businesses, this is a tricky one. If you're planning to use your savings or your money to invest in businesses, know that it's one of the riskiest investments. Generally, businesses fail you're also relying on the person you're investing with or a group of people you're investing with, potentially not having any control of that business. So investing in businesses, especially in businesses with partners, is really difficult, and I would stay away from that. I think that is the fastest way to lose your money, because I do know how hard it is to run a business. As an individual with several businesses that I've taken from the ground up, it's difficult, folks. You have to put in a lot of time and effort. You have to never give up. There's just a lot of variables, and I've been fortunate enough to be on the positive side of those things. So if you are going to invest in a business, make sure you invest in a business that has founder or a partner that has been proven in the past. You have to look to see whether this person has sold his companies in the past, whether this person grew his business 10 times, whether this person has bankrupted or not. And you really need to make sure that when you're giving someone money, that person has been proven countless times before. Someone like an Elon Musk, you would invest in, because he's done a lot of different things and has made a positive return for his investors. There are other business owners out there that are first timers who are trying to open up a boutique, a restaurant, etc., and use your money as a trial period to figure out if they're a good business owner. Don't give them your money, because you will lose it. Real estate, my favorite of all the investments in this category, and one that I've been successful in and was able to make more money in than any of the other categories we mentioned. With real estate, you could generate income several ways. You could generate passive income by having tenants that will pay you rent through the property value growth on the property that you own. Every year, up to 6%. You can flip properties and do other things, but however, generally it's a big investment, taking a lot of potential capital and time. Yet it's a tangible good that will hold its value. Another advantage to real estate is you could borrow from the bank that's lending you, or do a cash out refinance. So now you're making that property work for you and funding potentially your next property or your next project or business. Real estate is a great way to build long-term wealth. Short-term wealth is what I define as potentially coming up on a stock, but you have no additional income coming in. You sell the stock, you made $2 million, and that's it. If you're not reinvesting it in a different stock, or you're not doing anything with it, you're potentially capping yourself at that income. Real estate is not about that. Real estate is a long-term wealth growth you could pass on to your children, tax-free, by the way.
Home sweet home. Which one's yours? Right there. My sanctuary, my party pad. Someday I can just see my grandkids learning how to walk out here. Hang on. Swing from this tree, push them back. Wait. No, it's this one right here. Home sweet home.
You can build on that by borrowing from your property and investing in other properties. It is probably the best way to use that money that's sitting around and make sure it's gaining above inflation. In real estate, you could purchase a rental property that gives you passive income. You could also purchase a property that will gain on inflation. So your property may be valued at $1 million today. In 6 months, it could be valued at $1.2 million, depending if you're in a great neighborhood and in a great school district. I have a video up about investing in real estate, which you should check out on my channel. In real estate, you could purchase two types of properties, or actually more than two types of properties, but they're mainly categorized the same. You have your residential properties, such as a single family home, and then you have your commercial properties where you have either warehouses, offices, or multi-tenant buildings of 5 or more units. I personally own both. In 2019, I purchased 2 properties combined valued at over $3 million. This year, I'm waiting to see what happens with the market. The pandemic, the looting and rioting, everything that's going on. I've been a little bit hesitant to invest in real estate. I also have some construction jobs that I'm working on, but it doesn't mean it's a bad time to invest in real estate, specifically if you're cash heavy and you want to put that money into something that's going to earn more money. A good property is always a good property and will always earn you money if you buy at the right time and at the right price. Unlike cash that's sitting in your safe, real estate does not decline with inflation. In fact, during inflation, your real estate value will go up. Once it goes up, you have opportunity to cash out money, refinance, buy another property, or even sell for profit. Now let's go into whether or not you should save your money and how much for rainy days. This is actually very important. You should never live paycheck to paycheck. When do you save money and how much for a rainy day? My personal formula on the lowest conservative side is to save 6 times the amount of money of your expenses. If your expenses are $2,000 a month, I recommend you save $12,000 to hold you over 6 months at the least conservative aspect. For a more conservative approach, you should save 12 times your monthly amount. So that would mean you should have $24,000 at any given time to hold you over for a year. Guys, you never know what happens in life. You could lose your job, you could be in a car accident, lose your health, etc. You want to have a cushion that would allow you to float or get by through the hard times. You probably already know why it's important to have money for rainy days, but I'll go ahead and remind you or give you my thoughts on it. Saving money is essential to staying afloat, and this pandemic and economy has been an example. You never know what will happen or what the government will declare or what your boss will do. So having money is very important in the bank or in your safe as liquid cash. In real estate, you could do the same thing by pulling cash out. So money is essential to making sure that your family is protected when the economy turns and the times turn and not in your favor. Remember, if you have a lot of money sitting in your safe or in your bank, you actually have a lot less money than you think because it's depreciating. Savers are losers in the money game, and inflation is the regulator. Always stay ahead of inflation when it comes to your money to make sure that it keeps growing. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. It encourages me to do more videos. Please comment below if you have any questions whatsoever or want to share your experiences. I will try to make more videos, and if there's something specific you'd like to see, please let me know in the comment below. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day and invest wisely.